In over a decade working in the field of education, I've never met an adult who didn't want to learn to read. And yet, in the adult literacy program at Neuhaus Education Center, a Houston-based nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting reading success, I've had the privilege of knowing an 89-year-old student who joined our classes so he could read stories to his children at Christmas time, a 55-year-old student who was court-mandated to join our classes as part of his probation after he was strongly encouraged to sign a confession that he couldn't read, a 30-year-old student who joined our classes at the urging of his parents, with whom he lives because his social anxiety is so severe around things like going to a restaurant and not being able to read the menu, that he is living the life of a recluse, and a 17-year-old student in 10th grade in a local public school, recently released from a juvenile prison on probation and still lacks full command of the alphabet, but has never been evaluated for a reading disability. The stories of these students differ, but there are two common threads. One, they have all been navigating life with undiagnosed dyslexia, reading at below a third grade level. And two, they all deeply desire to learn to read. I have no doubt that each of you in this room could share similar stories. In Houston, we're fortunate to have the Mayor's Office for Adult Literacy, which recently published an adult literacy blueprint sharing that 1 in 3 Houstonians are functionally illiterate. Many of our students, undiagnosed, are graduating high school, obtaining their diploma, and reading on a first grade level. Dyslexia is often referred to as a disability of privilege. Those who cannot afford private evaluations and private therapy often remain floundering in school, misdiagnosed as lazy or just having behavior issues. This inequity disproportionately impacts people of color, and we see it play out in adulthood. 35% of entrepreneurs, a majority white population, have been cited as having dyslexia. But another study shows us that 47% of inmates in a Texas prison, where people of color are overrepresented, had characteristics of dyslexia. When we consider equity and justice in our programs, we have to actively support our learners with dyslexia through our instructional practices. Otherwise, we fail to empower our students with regard to the core reason they came to us, their desire to learn to read. Decades of research support a structured literacy approach, and we know that while about 40% of children can read, 40% of students can learn to read with any method, 60%, the majority, require explicit instruction in the patterns of language. This approach is effective for other vulnerable groups as well, such as English learners. How do we ensure that we are using an approach that is beneficial for all and critical for our most vulnerable? It is this question that led me to pursue a Ph.D. at Texas A&M University to study interventions for adult learners with dyslexia. It is this question that I hope to leave in each of your minds today. How do you ensure that your programs are using an approach that is beneficial for all and critical for our most vulnerable? I thank COABE deeply for their support of this question through a scholarship to support my studies, and I look forward to returning in future years to further this discussion with my research findings so that we can truly accomplish literacy for all. Thank you.